Coming into this game against East Texas Baptist, there were two things the Wildcats had not enjoyed in a while. The first was a home game. It's been a month since LC played here. The other was a win. A very tough schedule this year, including 2 straight losses to number 4 Wesley and number 2 Mary Hardin Baylor. So in the annual battle for the Border Claw, the Wildcats fired up to get a much-needed win. ETBU coming off a 55-54 loss against Howard Payne, but in a rivalry game like this, you throw the records out. As you can see, both teams pretty fired up to start. Last week, the Wildcats with 3 receivers over 100 yards, including Ladarius Gardner, giving Easton Melanson plenty of confidence coming into this one. The Wildcats starting on offense first, but Melanson's pass deflected by Shed Davis and into the arms of Dominique Bailey. He'll return it 59 yards to the LC 14 before Melanson knocks him out of bounds. Two plays later, ETBU taking advantage. Kendall Roberson blasting his way in from 2 yards out, and ETBU with a quick 7-0 lead. Won't take the Wildcats long to respond. The freshman Devin Silv getting a chance to play, and a nice job here taking the Melanson pass 19 yards for the first down. And that sets up the Wildcats for the tying score when Melanson hits Ladarius Gardner, and LC had come back to tie it at 7.
Melanson complete to Ladarius Gardner for a Wildcat touchdown.
On defense, the Wildcats welcoming back the freshman Jacob Rush. Had been out ill the last few games, but it will be ETBU quarterback Josh Warbington making the Wildcats sick on this play as he hooks up with Stephen Alfred for the big gain, 48 yards to the LC 40-yard line. And that play setting up ETBU's second touchdown. Roberson doing the honors once again, blasting his way in from 2 yards out. And you can tell the emotions starting to get into this game as the Tigers take a 14-7 lead. But in a game that is quickly becoming a track meet, Melanson another big play, this time 39 yards to Farron Jones. The touchdown ties the game again at 14. Meanwhile, the Wildcats defense starting to settle down a little bit. Bo Brewer almost coming up with the interception, but it does force the punt. Senior Ira Jewett has become a record setter in his time at Louisiana College, and another record about to be set here. Off the punt, Jewett takes the return and works his way to the outside. Nobody's going to catch him. Shaq Lewis is escorting him down the field. That's a 91-yard punt return, a new Louisiana College school record, as the Wildcats go in front for the first time, 21-14.
Really, the center, he went to the wrong person. He went to Cole, and Cole made a great block, and all I had to do is just keep making cuts and getting cracks, and Shaq ran me down the field, man.
This time the Wildcat defense coming up with its first 3 and out as Grayson Pyland and Andrew Maddox, couple of seniors, combining on the big hit, and that will force the 4th down. ETBU will have to punt it away. And the Wildcats with another big special teams play in the quarter. Shaq Lewis not only blocks the punt, he takes it in for the touchdown. And the Wildcats with 28 points now in the quarter, lead at 28-14 after the first. To the second quarter, the Wildcats looking for more as Melanson looks for and finds Ladarius Gardner, who makes the sensational over-the-shoulder catch, becoming one of the premier wide receivers in the conference. But the drive will stall, and despite his having a great senior year so far, Don Oliveros can't convert on this 38-yard field goal, so the score will remain for now 28-14 Louisiana College. Warbington, trying to warm up his offense once again, has not been picked off very often this year, but ends up being intercepted there. Shaq Lewis, who's closing in on the school's all-time mark. That's number 12 in his career. But that drive ends up stalling for the Wildcats. Tim Willett into punt now, and his punt will be blocked back into the end zone. Willett wisely picking it up and takes it out for the safety. So it could have been worse. As it is, the safety cuts it to a 12-point game, 28-16. On the ensuing possession for ETBU, the Tigers marching the ball down the field once again. Worthington with the pass for Tyler Bates. It goes 15 yards. 2 plays later, Johnny Garrett will punch it in from the 3, and the Wildcat lead, which was 28-14, now cut to just 5, 28-23. But back come the Wildcats as Melanson marches his team 68 yards in 7 plays, caps it with this, a 16-yard touchdown strike to Shed Davis, who sheds tacklers on his way into the end zone. And the Wildcat lead back to 12 again, 35-23.
Wildcats. Melanson to Shed Davis.
Back on defense, the Wildcats continue to perform well in the second quarter. On the screenplay, Trent Hall makes the nice stop to ensure that's going nowhere. ETBU will punt again. And the Wildcats with another scoring drive, but this one takes just 2 plays, 52 yards. The big play, Melanson for Cole Crook. And Cole takes it in, fighting his way in. Huge play there, and a huge first half of offense for the Wildcats, who score 42 points and lead at 42-23 at this point in the game. For Melanson, a first half that sees him throw 4 touchdowns, feeling pretty good about things. But that guy on the other side, Worthington, he's pretty good too. And he gets the ETBU offense moving once again. They take just 6 plays to go 76 yards in just over a minute. Toy Glover finishing it off on the last 34 yards. The extra point no good, but LC's lead cut to 13, 42-29. So with just over a minute left in the half, the Cats don't want to have a turnover. Melanson forced out of the pocket, going to throw it away, but the ball actually slips out of his hand incredibly and picked off by Thomas Warren, and he's brought down at the LC 48-yard line. Look for Dennis Dunn says it all, looking very Steve Spurrier-like. Fortunately for the Wildcats, Ryan Travis in for the field goal attempt, but the 38-yarder is no good as the half ends. And so the Wildcats will maintain their 42-29 lead at the break, and Melanson and Dunn can at least breathe a little easier. And on this homecoming Saturday, a great crowd on hand for the football game, getting to see the Hall of Fame inductees honored, including the late Larry Jean, his wife, in attendance to accept on his behalf. Also, John Mooter and McCaslin Carson among this year's Hall of Fame class. The LC Marching Band also getting a chance to perform at halftime. And in the crowning of the annual Homecoming Queen, Louisiana College senior Karami Blanco is honored for this year's Homecoming Queen, so congratulations to her.
Congratulations, Karami, and to all of the ladies of our 2014 Homecoming Queen.
Start of the third quarter now, and the ETBU offense comes out on all cylinders. First, it's Roberson taking this one 30 yards to the LC 40-yard line. Then Worthington finding Alfred 16 yards down to the LC 24. Worthington again, this time finding Tyler Bates for 16, and he's finally down at the 10-yard line. Dennis Dunn can't believe what he's seeing, but it'll be Bates one more time out of the backfield, cuts it back and takes it 10 yards for the score. LC's lead down to just 7 now. It's 42-35. So the Wildcat offense needing some kind of spark, they find it in an unlikely source. The freshman Devin Silv, who's been mostly a backup running back, at least until this game, maybe not anymore. Silv with successive runs of 20 and 31 yards, putting the football deep into ETBU territory. Wildcat drive will stall, so instead it'll be Oliveris on for another field goal attempt. This one is good from 32 yards out. So LC's lead is back to 2 scores, 45-35, with 10:27 left in the third quarter. After the LC defense holds and forces a 3-and-out, back on offense, and again it's that guy Sill. This time, 51 yards for the freshman down to the ETBU 13. Dennis Dunn may have found a new weapon, and he'll use him again. Silv from 9 yards out scores the touchdown. What a third quarter for him on his way to a 174-yard night on 19 carries. And more importantly for the Wildcats, now building their lead to 17, 52-35. One thing the Wildcats did well in this game, forcing turnovers. Roberson on the carry, and Jeremiah just strips the ball out of there. Landon Henry falls on it as the Wildcats recover at their own 32-yard line. To the fourth quarter, and the Wildcat defense playing with a lot of confidence. Check out the big hit delivered by Shaq Lewis. Talk about flying around to the ball. No one better than Bo Brewer in this game, the senior linebacker who had finished with 21 tackles.
You know, they were an athletic team. They wanted to spread us out and get their speed and athleticism on the perimeters. And then they also had 4 good running backs. So, you know, they spread us out to run the football too. So we just keyed on their athletes and tried to make plays.
Speaking of playmakers, how about the senior safety Shaq Lewis? Warbington throwing into the double coverage, and Lewis coming up with the interception, takes it back to the LC 30 before finally being brought down. We'll let him tell you the significance of that.
It took me a while, but finally I tied the all-time career interception record with 13, and I'm trying to break it.
Who you're tied with now?
Coach Charles and Coach and Callie.
Okay.
Reggie Calhoun.
How does it feel to be tied with those guys?
It feels pretty good, but I don't want to be tied. I want to break it.
Man, he did steal one from me. I ain't gonna lie. He took one out of my hand, but it's cool. I ain't gonna
With just over 8 minutes to go, the Wildcats seem to have things well in hand, leading by 17. But what you don't want to have is an interception, and that's exactly what happens here. Melançon's ball picked off by Hardy Hill. He takes it 28 yards to the LC 14, and that's the kind of life that you give ETBU that you don't want to give if you're Louisiana College. The Tigers take just 3 plays to score. All 3 of those plays runs by Toy Glover. This last one from 4 yards out is a touchdown that cuts the LC lead to 10, 52-42, with 7:08 left to play. And more bad news on the injury front. That's junior tackle Wes Asherbrenner, who looks to be out of the game with a knee injury. With just over 4 minutes to play, the Wildcats trying to get a drive put together to run some clock, but on a third down situation, Silv can't handle the Melançon pass, and the Wildcats forced to punt. You pretty much know what ETBU is going to do, and that's throw the ball. Wormington looking for Stephen Alfred, and is it a catch or not? Dennis Dunn says no way, but the officials confer, and they give him a catch for 39 yards out to the 48. And looking at it again in slow motion, you be the judge. Is that a catch? And so ETBU keeping the drive going, but it looks as though the Wildcats might win the game here when Ira Jewett picking off Warbington. Another interception. However, on the play, LC whistled for offside. Dennis Dunn can't believe it, as it gives ETBU new life again. And this time, Warbington making them play, drilling that touchdown pass to Roy Butler. And that cuts the LC lead to 3. What a game for Warbington. 36 of 50, 425 yards. Wildcat lead at 3 with just over a minute to go. This is where you figure ETBU will do the onside kick. Instead, Ryan Travis pooches it, and it goes 27 yards to the LC 38, where Zach Berrien downs it. With just over a minute to go, you figure if the Wildcats can get 1 first down, the game is over. But instead, Melançon on 3 straight plays taking the knee, as the Wildcats will look to punt the ball away with 10 seconds left. Oftentimes in this situation, you'll see the punter run out the back of the end zone for the safety, but Willett kicks it away, and with a nice high kick that takes Tyler Bates back to his own 30, by the time he tries to return it, the clock runs out, and the Wildcats survive another wild game. Final score, LC 52, ETBU 49.
You know, it's a good feeling to get a W for these seniors, keep the club for 7th year in a row for these seniors. But, you know, first half we kind of jumped up on them, and we just need to keep that up for the second half.
This is the 7th year that we've had the claw. Now that we won again this year, the 7th year we've had the claw. So, you know, they were definitely fighting they wanted that claw. So
great effort. Seniors, congratulations. You keep the claw for another year. That's 7 straight years. Congratulations. Great job. Hey. You deserve the credit. Enjoy. That's a heck of a win. Go ahead, give it up. You deserve it. Guys, that's a heck of a win. Look.
Last year I really didn't know too much. My first year here, but after being here for a whole nother year and seeing how much this means to these guys, who's been here for 4 years, it's a strong tradition. It came up on me, and it's really close to my heart. Make sure this stays here for 2 more years.
So with the Border Claw back in hand, the Wildcats will again have a home game next week when they host Howard Payne. Interestingly enough, Howard Payne defeated East Texas Baptist last week 54-53, so get ready next week for another track meet. Reporting from Wildcat Stadium, I'm Al Quartermont for Wildcats Media and for D3Football.com.